All right, take it away. Take it away, Mr. Force.
Wait, what?
All right, you guys. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cosmic Wave. Sorry about that. Jet just decided to throw the intro my way, so I'm doing it this evening. Welcome, everyone. We have returned. Jet, how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing great because that was a wonderful 10 out of 10 intro. I don't think I could have done it better. You should do the intro every single episode. All right. Hit like if you agree. I don't know what you'd hit like on, but
do you want to retake that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, no.
All right.
Short
okay.
and simple. Short and simple is how I like it. All right. Less than 10 seconds. That's 10 seconds is too long as it is.
You know what? You got a point.
Yeah, I know, right?
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Echo, how the heck are you? What is up, my guy?
There is something I'm a little bit upset over. And it's been upsetting me the past 2 weeks.
Is it the crumbling social economic status of the world?
Yes. We're dying.
Yeah.
Each and every single one of us every day, closer to death. I don't know, but the thing that has me down is the drive-ins. Do you know what a drive-in is, Jet?
Are you talking about a movie?
Yes, I'm talking about a thing where you hop in your car, you drive to a location, you park in your car, you tune your radio into a frequency, and then you lay back and you watch a movie from inside your car.
Yes, I know what those are.
Have you ever been to a drive-in?
No, I haven't actually. There aren't really any drive-ins.
See,
around. There's been opportunities to go because that's like a thing that they sometimes hold. Mm-hmm. Like I remember there was this one time, I think it might have been last year actually, around Halloween. There was this area that has like this big empty lot, and I saw promotion all around around my town saying like, oh, this weekend, it was like near Halloween weekend. They're gonna be showing like classic horror movies, like the original Friday the 13th and stuff like that. And it was gonna be like a drive-in movie theater. You park and you can do all this. There's gonna be popcorn and like those kind of concession stuff. I didn't go to that, but a friend of mine did, and she said she had a fun time there. So yeah, but no, I didn't go. I've never been to one.
Damn. Okay. Well, you know what, Chet? I have been to one many times because I don't live that far away from a drive-in, and drive-ins were a big thing back in the day in Australia. But over the years, the drive-ins have been closing ever so slightly. They get the closing window. It's getting closing smaller and smaller, less and less drive-ins. First it was like we had 16 drive-ins around Australia. Then it got even smaller. Now 3 left, and one of them is closing. And it's the one nearest to me. I was very upset, Jet, when I heard this news because apparently nobody goes to the drive-ins anymore. Apparently people go to movie theaters, and then the movie theater people are like, oh, we're not getting many people here. And then I'm just like, oh, where is everyone? You know where everyone is, Jet? At home, watching Netflix and chilling. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can believe it.
I can believe it too. But it annoys me because I like the experience of, hopping in my car, driving down to the drive-in, enjoying the snacks, the food. Like, don't you like that kind of experience? It's like the theater experience as well. When you go to, like, the theater, sit down, you have popcorn, you're in the crowd with everyone, and some people start cheering, some people start yelling, a baby starts crying, Don't you like that experience?
I could see it better, actually, now that I think about it, like doing it in a drive-in and like, well, first of all, I didn't know that's how drive-ins work, where you tune in your radio to a frequency. That makes sense. I just never thought about it. But I think that makes that, like, if you took some friends, you went in one car and you just like sat in there, you guys can talk all you want, and it wouldn't bother anybody else because everybody else was in their own car.
Exactly.
So I never really thought of it like that, but that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could go to like a drive-in movie theater because it just sounds cool. I would like to do that once, but that's not a big thing around where I am. I know it used to be like a huge thing in America.
Oh yeah, back in like the 80s and the 70s, people were like, like it was all the rage,
Exactly, yeah. But now it's like you don't really see those around. But I'm also the person that like I'd rather stay in to watch a movie. I mean, the only times I ever go to a movie theater are to see like the new big releases and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't really go to the movies just to watch whatever movie's out. It's usually a specific thing I want to watch.
Yeah, see, that's kind of weird on my end. If like occasionally, like maybe once a month or every 2 months, I go to the movies. Go see a movie with some friends. Have a good time, watch that epic movie. But it's sad because I like that experience of going to the drive-ins. Jet. Think about it, Jet. You could have gone to the drive-ins and you could have taken your friends, your dates, your family, go to the drive-in, chilled, and that now it's gonna disappear. It's gonna disappear on my end, and I don't have that anymore. And I'm gonna be sad. All right, that's what it's. And I have booked my ticket for the final showing at the drive-in, so I will be there on the final night to watch. I don't remember the name of the movie. It's the movie with the guy that says $1 million. What's it called?
Austin Powers.
That's the one. Austin Powers.
That's the one.
Mhm.
Austin Powers. Austin Powers. I can't remember. I remember watching those movies when I was younger, but I cannot remember anything about it.
I only remember Mini Me. The little one, Mini Me.
I don't even think I remember that.
Well, you know what,
It's
Jet?
been such a long time. No, I
You
don't.
should go watch it. Go check it out right now.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I suppose instead of talking about Austin Powers, we could talk about something a little more interesting today.
Oh, what is interesting that you would like to talk about?
Like anime. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god! Anime's taking the world by storm. Everybody loves it. Most people,
Nandeska. What?
What did you just say?
I said Nandeska.
What does that mean?
That means what is this? What is this?
What? Yes, today's topic, as you can probably read by the title of the episode, is anime and all things revolving it from popular animes, our favorite animes, sub versus dub, what's considered an anime. We're gonna get into all these hard hitting topics. Wow, I really should have thought of which one I wanted to do first. Actually, I got a perfect question to start this off, Mr. Force.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first, actually, I want to say about just talking about anime that I think we live in such a weird time now, or at least in my feel for the past couple of years. Like when I was in high school, anime was not popular. A lot of people were it was a very select group of people who liked anime, and it was typically the more nerdy people, the people who made it very clear that they liked anime, because there's I don't even know how to describe it. Very much how you would see the My Hero kids at a Comic-Con, very kind of overly exaggerating their love for anime. Which is cool if you like something and you want to show it off, do it. But
yeah, just keep your waifu pillows at home, though. Don't
keep the cringe at home. Yeah. But now it's everyone loves it, and it's a normal thing. Even people I knew before in high school that didn't like anime now like it because there's a lot of bigger animes that are a little bit more mainstream. That like Attack on Titan, I know a lot of people love it. And I know a lot of people who are very into that, and that's kind of what got them into anime. So yeah, I think a lot of people are more accepting of anime nowadays, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how we've switched. Over time, people have become more open to the idea. I think it's become more mainstream. Everyone is just all about it. It's weird for someone to say that you don't watch anime. What? Go watch anime. And I actually think that has something to do with COVID lockdown and when that struck as well, because I noticed it suddenly boomed. It boomed in that time period. I guess everyone was at home and they were just ooh, I think it's about time I watched My Hero Academia. Oh, okay, let's go.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about it starting to get popular around COVID time. But yeah, you're right. It makes sense. Everyone everything media wise kind of got popular pretty easy because people were just at home.
They didn't know what to do with themselves.
What do we do? Exactly. And I don't remember if Attack on Titan season 4 came out during COVID. But because like I don't know why I'm using that as my example. I think a lot of people really like that one, and I think that's the
It's
one for
definitely a
people
popular
who.
one.
Yeah, it's super popular, but I think that's the one that definitely pulled in a lot of people. So I keep mentioning it because of that.
And if for people
But
who don't know what that is, it's like people running around with cable guns on their belts, and there's giant naked people.
I think everyone knows what Attack on Titan. I mean, if you're
I'm
watching
just
an episode
telling
called,
them
if you're
broad
watching an
strokes.
episode called animes, like we were talking about anime, then it's like I think they know what Attack on Titan is.
What about Emily watching right now? She doesn't know what it is. Hi, Emily.
Okay, no, don't go after Emily. She knows what Attack on Titan is, right, Emily? If you know what it
I
is,
hope so.
tweet at us. Tweet at the Cosmic Wave on Twitter. Cosmic Wave Pod. I think that's what their handle is.
Oh
I
my
don't remember. Anyways, Mr. Echo, I am actually curious to know what's your first exposure to anime? Do you remember? Like, what got you into it? What was the first thing that ever like you saw? Do you remember?
I do remember. So there's this music video that went around. I think it was around 2012 when I was like 12 years old. And there was this music video of these people breaking into a pool. And everyone was like talking about it at school, like, oh, this is so messed up.
Whoa. Hold on. Is it really weird and kind of disturbing?
Yes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And
oh my god.
I wish I knew the name of it, but I don't.
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Because I think I know what you're talking about, but continue to explain.
Okay, so basically these kids, it's only like a short, like, I think it's like a 4-minute video. These kids break into a pool, and I don't remember the context. It really bugs me because I don't remember the context, but one of the kids, I think, likes the girl, but all of a sudden, I think she transforms into a horrific monster and starts chasing them around the pool, killing them. And for me, you know, when like 12-year-old Echo saw that, he was kind of scarred. He was like, what in the name of all things that are holy is this? What is going on?
Yeah, no, I do remember when you talked about like the pool and the weird monster. I was like, this sounds familiar. Oh, I remember. And then the music video aspect.
Yes.
I looked it up and it is called Die Fantasy. Not die as in like D-I-E, like die as in like you're dyeing hair, like hair dye, D-Y-E. But no, it's very, very weird. If people who are listening, if you search this up, do it at your own discretion. I'm telling you what it is. It's Die Fantasy. It came out in 2011.
Oh no!
And
I looked it up, Jen. This is it.
I know. That's why it's so weird. And I'm gonna describe a little bit of the music video. I know you kind of just did a little bit, but it's like these teens. Yeah, I'm not gonna go super in depth.
Oh my god, the images!
No, stop talking. Stop talking. No, okay. So it came out, and I remember this being like a trending video, right? So. Yeah. These teens break into this like pool area. It's like boys and girls, you know, just a bunch of horny teens, all right? And they're in the bathing suits. They get into the pool. It's a little mature, I will say that, because it's like they're making out.
I mean, it's not as bad as like what the youth of today sees. But you know,
yeah,
when you're only
absolutely.
young and you see this shit, it will probably, like, I'm sure if you like showed this to like me now and I hadn't seen it prior, I'd be like, oh, this isn't that bad. You know, I've seen weirder shit. But,
yeah, and it's just like it's very disturbing. And yeah, there's like you said a little bit ago, there's a part where like this girl turns into a monster. So do you remember how she turns into a monster?
I don't really remember. I think I remember her biting someone and then they turn into a monster or something like that. I don't.
Would you like to know?
Sure.
I'm watching it right now and it is so fucking disturbing. So basically,
oh no,
I don't know how the hell it happens. It's not even like described how it happens. This is such an acid trip of a video. It's so insane. I don't even want to describe it anymore now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, these people just kind of start turning into like monsters, zombies, parasites. I don't know. It's really hard to describe, and I don't want to go into super detail. It's super disturbing and weird. If you've ever watched the anime Parasite, you can kind of think of it sort of similar to that. But all I'm gonna say, it is an absolute acid trip. of a video. Like I said, die fantasy.
Go look it
Watch
up.
at your own discretion. Watch at your own discretion. I would not recommend it. It quite literally, I would say, defined.
Disturbing.
I don't. It's just very disturbing.
Reminds me kind of like Dead Space or something, I think. From memory, I remember the creatures reminding me of like Dead Space aliens. Or like the Flood from Halo.
I don't know.
Oh, it's even worse shit? You think it's worse? I haven't watched the video in like years.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm reading some of the comments right now, and it's saying, like, a lot of them are really similar, saying that, like, looking back, it's traumatic. It's the first time I saw this. I'm actually glad I originally found this as a kid, because now I'm watching it again. The song is a banger. Animation is sick. Message very deep, and that's not my nostalgia kicking in. It's actually really good. And a lot of comments are saying that. And maybe the music is good. I don't remember the music at all.
I don't remember the music at all. I just remember the imagery lifting an impact with me. It's weird, and it's sad. That was kind of the first exposure of anime for me.
It's almost hard to even say this is very anime. It's anime-esque, but
well, the animation it resembles like from my memory. Yeah. I remember being like, "Oh, this is a very unique style." And the 12-year-old Echo was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool," and then all of a sudden. Oof.
Oof. But I don't even know who the fuck had the idea to come up with this music video. It is so disturbing. But okay, cool. Thank you for bringing up that that old traumatic memory into my mind and making me watch that video again.
Oh, you're welcome, Jay. You're welcome. but Jet, what was your so that was mine, that music video. What was your first experience with anime?
I do remember my first experience with anime. Oh, yeah? It's nowhere near as disturbing as yours.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay.
Mine is super simple. I feel like a lot of people probably have the same.
I swear, if this guy says Dragon Ball or like
no. Oh, actually, I think Dragon Ball probably is actually a lot of people's first exposure to anime. I'm sure I probably did see Dragon Ball before I started getting into anime. But like when I was a kid, I didn't even think I didn't know what anime was. You know, it was just like another cartoon on TV, right? Mm-hmm. But I remember the first anime I ever saw was back in 2005. That's right, I remember the year. And I remember it came on to Cartoon Network. Did you have Cartoon Network in Australia?
We do. It was like on Foxtel. Pay for it.
I don't know what that is, but anyways, yeah, it came out on Cartoon Network, and I think it was one of the first couple of animes that made it to America, besides like Dragon Ball, because that's fucking huge. But it was Naruto. I watched the first episode when it came to America. I remember like my cousin telling me that like, there's this thing coming out, whatever. I don't know how the hell he knew about it, because we were like fucking, I think I was like 8 years old. He might have been like 9 or 10.
You heard it from the kid next door.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I don't know. But we watched it, and it was like so cool, and I just watched it. And back then, I didn't really understand much of it. I just saw like, oh, cool! Look at the ninja fighting! Wow, that's so cool. But then, like watching it again later in life, it was like, wow, this is really life-changing anime. Naruto is one of those animes that I think are very life-changing, and I think helped shaped anime. Into what it is, kind of guided. I remember like back in the day, it was one of the big four of anime, because I remember like the big four was like Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, Fairy Tail, maybe something else. I don't know. There were those couple of huge ones back in the day that were long running animes. But that was my first exposure to anime, Naruto, and I watched all of Naruto Shippuden. I'm not watching Boruto. In my opinion, Boruto is not
nerd alert.
Anyways. But yeah, that was my exposure to anime, sir.
Well, I will say this, Jet. I like yours better than mine.
Yeah, I would hope so. Fucking die fantasy. God, back in the young days of YouTube. What are you watching now? You watching any anime?
Yeah, of course I am. Do you want to know what the last thing I watched was?
The time I got reincarnated as a slime. I bet that's it.
What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, so I watched. See, okay, well, actually, Jet, before we ask what was the last thing you watched, Jet, how about you tell me the genre? What genre of anime is your preferred genre? Because there's many different genres. There's action, there's horror, there's drama, there's slice of life, there's all those. There's a big list of them.
I don't really think I have a specific genre that I like. I mean, I think I can is like if an anime interests me, I'll watch it.
Hmm.
But I mean, I guess I can kind of almost say that like, I guess I can say that I definitely watch more like action type of animes, more stuff that has fighting in it and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And I think that's probably why a lot of like young boys probably got into anime with like Dragon Ball. They're like, oh, look at that fighting! Oh, that's so cool! Yeah. But no, I think that's probably my genre, like more action, more yeah, I'll just say action, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
What about you, sir? I already know the answer to this,
Yeah.
but still go ahead and say it for everyone who doesn't know.
Well, for me, it's slice of life. I love a good slice of life anime with a little bit of comedy in there and a little bit of romance. I just enjoy it because I'll tell you my view set on anime right now, Jay. I'll tell you my view set on anime. I like anime.
No.
I like it as an art form. I like what you can do with it. I mean, just in animation in general, you can do so much more than you can do in live action. You can, whatever you think of, you can have on the screen compared to like shooting something in live action. But when things go a little bit too over the top, when there's like planets crashing into one another, literal gods bashing each other up, I kind of sit there and I'm like, okay, this isn't as real as I thought it was. What the hell? But when it comes to slice of life anime, I'm just like, this is nice. This is a nice middle ground for me. Because I find the expressions of characters and whatnot in anime to be like perfect for like how you feel on the inside, because you picture yourself in that position, right? You picture yourself, say it's slice of life anime, and say it's like you're in like a school and there's a girl you like. You picture yourself in his position. And, sometimes when animes, they're known for being very expressive with their facial features, and these amazing cuts with all these amazing, like, anime faces, these very memeable faces, Like, I imagine all that is how you would express yourself on the inside. And anime is just showing it on the outside of, like, if you could express it, this is what it would look like. That's why I just enjoy slice of life anime so much, because I like the awkward situations and all that stuff, if that makes sense.
I can't believe you said that gods crashing into Earth, destroying planets is less believable than a girl meeting a guy and deciding to dress up in cosplay for him. Wow, that's more believable? I think gods destroying planets is more believable than that.
Hey. For people who don't know, Jen is referring to an anime that I like called My Dress Up Darling, which I adore, which I love.
I will say, I've never been a slice of life anime person. I don't really like slice of life. But you did recommend to me My Dress Up Darling, and I did end up really liking it. Which, so like I said before, like I don't really have a specific genre. I kind of just like what I like. But I would definitely say, just by like seeing a trailer of it, I probably wouldn't have gotten into it. I just got into it because of your recommendation. And but no, I liked it. Like I when season 2 comes out, I will watch that. Because no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. I will not say it's more believable than some other things in anime. But
I just
all that shit is like, that shit ain't happening in real life. No.
Jet, I like my anime to be grounded in a way. I want it to be nice and grounded. I want it to be believable.
I don't want to hear you call it grounded. It is so not grounded.
How is My Dress Up Darling not grounded?
You could say it's grounded in the fact that it is on Earth. There's no demons or monsters or gods or anything, like no Gundams or anything like that. Fine, I get that, but the fact remains, a guy does not walk into this classroom, or no, this girl is not walking into this classroom seeing this guy sew up some clothes or whatever he was sewing up, and then be like, hey, can you make cosplay for me? Then comes over to his house and strips almost naked for him.
No, but that is believable. Some people are just like that.
That is not believable. Sluts.
See, but they're believable. They're believable, though. You can believe in a slut, okay?
You can believe in a slut.
Can you believe in a god? No, but I can believe in an average slut, okay? I can't believe we're having this discussion right now.
I can't. I think that was the most off the rails we got on the podcast. That was so funny. Oh,
But
that's
I'm
going
sure
down
someone
in my-
else there understands where I'm coming from, okay? Like, there's a certain level of, okay, this is unlikely to happen, but it's possible, you know?
I say next topic.
Okay, well, I would quickly say one more thing. It's not that it's not that I don't like
What?
God battles and epic battles, but I like there to be some weight behind them. It's why I couldn't get into One Punch Man. I just couldn't do it because there wasn't any emotion to a fight. I needed to be emotion. I needed to be motivation. I needed to be something besides just, oh, he looked at me. That means he wants to start a fight. You know?
I never watched One Punch Man, so I have no comments.
Okay, moving on.
That's one of those other ones that I've also gotten recommended to me, but I still haven't watched it for some reason. Because to me, it looks like a very more of a comedic anime with action in it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, the main character's just unfazed by everything. And I'm sure in
Yeah.
later seasons, he gets some character development. But from what I saw, he was very like,
I mean, I'm sure it's very
Don't-
entertaining. I'm sure it is. Everyone likes it, but I just couldn't get into it myself. I haven't even watched an episode, so I haven't really given it a try. But it just hasn't really. Nothing's made me want to watch it. You know. Well, let's move on to a topic that's less heated. That's certainly not going to cause any sort of discourse or any sort of outrage.
That made a great clip, by the way.
Sub versus dub.
What?
Okay, did I cut out or did you just not hear me?
No, did you say sub versus dub?
I said sub versus dub. Totally non-controversial.
Oh my god.
Non-controversial.
I already know
over
which way
here.
you swing on.
Oh, you know which way I swing, huh?
Yep.
Oh, you know which way I swing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know which way you swing.
Oh yeah, which way do I swing?
What are you talking about?
Which way do I swing, Jet?
You swing wherever the ball comes. You know, when you have your bat, when you're playing baseball, whichever way the ball comes, to your left, to your right, that's the way you swing. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was going to go in another direction, but that's not the direction I was
I
thinking.
don't know what you're talking about.
Jet, are you a dub or a sub? Not that kind of sub!
I was taking a drink of water when you asked that. That was funny. Are you a dub or are you a sub? I don't think anybody's ever asked it like that. Everyone's always asks, do you prefer sub or dub? Not, are you a dub or are you a sub?
Can you imagine, like, subs, like, you know, you're an actual sub, and then dub is like you just watch anime. Can you imagine saying that on a date? Are you a dub or a sub? Or, like, whispering that in bed? Are you a dub or a sub, girl?
They're like, oh, well, I guess this depends on what your preference for sub or dub is. But if they're like, oh, I'm a dub. And I'm like, I bet. Putting on an OG Naruto with no subtitles on. Well, actually, I would keep subtitles on, but I'd still keep it English dub. Anyways, this episode's gotten unhinged really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, I like dub.
God.
Yeah, take that.
You know what, Jet?
Mm-hmm.
You wanna know what I like?
I don't.
I'm gonna tell you anyway. I like both. I like both. There, I said it. I like both. I enjoy both. I can watch either or either. Because typically, when an anime comes out, I will typically watch it subbed. I'll watch it subbed 100%.
Because it comes out subbed first, right?
Yeah, but also there's something about the performances. The performances feel more real and more in-chined because the animation was based around those performances, right? You know? And then when you go I'm not finished talking. And then when you go over to dub, it's their job to match up, you know, with the voices as well as, you know, get the correct performance out. And I think both have their merits, and I think both are effective. It all depends on who the actors are and how they're playing the characters. Like, I've seen some terrible dubs. I've seen, like, terrible dubs where when you go to the anime and they're like the sub version, they're like, oh my good god, and then you go over to the other, you know, like the dub, and they're like, oh my good god. There's a certain level, like, You know, Jet. You know, does any of this make sense to you?
I can, yeah, no, I can see what you're saying. I do think that dub can be better than sub,
Oh,
and even if you're like a sub enjoyer, you can definitely agree that some dubs are better, or at least very equal to. But I see what you're saying, where it's like some performances just don't cut it, and I think there are a couple animes that definitely are that. But I know a lot of people prefer some animes. Like for example, Naruto. A lot of people prefer Naruto dubbed over the sub,
yeah, that is
and
true.
and I think the same goes with like Dragon Ball. I think and Attack on Titan's one of those where it's like it's either or. Either one of them is really good, subbed or dubbed. I am more of the like dub because to me, every argument I always hear is like, "Oh, there's more emotion in sub," and I'm like, Do you even understand what they're saying? Like, how is there emotion behind words that you literally do not understand? If you didn't have subtitles on, the entire performance is literally
Well,
there's no words to it.
you can.
You can get there like you can feel like sure like they're shouting or crying or whatever. You can feel it. I get that, but it's like you can't say you connect to it more because like you don't understand it. I mean, unless you're obviously Japanese or you speak Japanese, then okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it's like to me, it makes more sense if you're not gonna go out to a movie and watch something in a different language and feel more like connected to it or like there's more emotion to it. There can be, but like for the most part, it's like I think the line is close enough where it's like it doesn't. It's not like a humongous difference, Like
Hmm.
there's like one scene in My Hero Academia where like I was gonna say spoilers, but there's really no spoilers because it's like people shout left and right in that anime. Well, like there's this one part where All Might's like, "Oh, United States of Smash," and like you can see, I've seen so many comparisons on like TikTok. That's like sub versus dub, and that's one of them. And a lot of people, it's very kind of 50-50 with that one, but I think it still leans a bit more towards people like My Hero and dub a little bit more.
Um.
And there's so much emotion in that one scene that I'm talking about that I'm not going to spoil. I don't think I spoiled it. Anyways,
I have no idea.
and yeah, I think I prefer it dubbed.
Okay, damn. Okay. Well, I will say this. I will say this, Jet. I understand where you're in a situation where you're watching an anime. If you walk away a real quick and you go grab a drink, you come back, all of a sudden some guy is dying, and you're like, "What did I miss? What did I?" Then you're like, "What? What the hell? How is this guy dying?" You walk away for 2 seconds, or if you're not reading it for like 2 seconds, all of a sudden someone's dying, you have no idea why. You get
Right.
like that. I
I've
understand.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a good point too. Like funny enough, I've seen TikToks like sub watchers be like, and it's like they're watching animated sub, and then
Mhm.
it pans down to them like grabbing a bite of whatever they're eating, and then it pans back up, and it's like this whole different scene, and then the person has like rewind 10 seconds, and it's that over and over again. It's like you miss a second and like rewind
Oh
because
yeah.
that moment's gone and passed. So that's also another thing for watching it. It's like if you look away, yeah,
You have to look like,
miss part of it,
yeah.
right?
You can't
have
just
to
listen
always be
to it because
watching.
you don't understand it unless you speak Japanese.
Right, and a lot of the times, like I think a lot of people do, like you grab your phone every now and then, you check something really quick, and you can't do that if you're watching it subbed, and yeah, you miss so much. You have to keep constantly having to rewind it. But I've also heard people kind of learning. I don't want to say learning to like being fluent, but a lot of people learning how to understand some Japanese words because they've watched so much subbed anime. So that's kind of cool. Props to you there. But I don't. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's enough to like brag about and be like,
Oh yeah.
you're fluent. You understand some words, and that's kind of cool. It's more than I can. So kudos there.
I like that, Jet. I like that little analogy you just came up with. I like that. Oh,
I don't. I forgot what I said, but yeah.
Jet, you're by the way, for people who are watching the visual version, I just took off my top. Ignore that. It's back on now.
What the fuck?
I accidentally clicked a button. I clicked the button by mistake. I apologize.
Echo's living in the future. He can just click a button and it takes off like a layer of his clothing.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Anyways,
What? No. What?
totally
So, if you had to pick your
yes.
favorite anime, Jet, what would your favorite anime be? Would it be just the one you grew up with?
Wow. Wow. I can't believe you just asked me that question. That's such a hard-hitting question. I think you should answer first so I can have an
All right.
understanding of what you mean.
I have two at the
You
top.
son of a bitch.
Jet could probably guess both of them because I guess I'm just that basic. My two are My Dress Up Darling and Spy Family. Great anime.
Oh yeah, I
Great
didn't
anime.
think of Spy Family for some reason. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense for you.
Yeah,
If I was given
I
some
love
time
this.
to think, I would guess that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like both of them too. You know, I can't even blame you there. Spy Family is great.
See,
My
that's
Dress
got
Up Darling
perfect
was
amount of
great.
action. There's enough. That's got like kind of the perfect amount for me. It's not too
There's
over
a balance.
the top.
Yeah, balance of good story, good action, good comedy, very wholesome. Very
Yeah.
wholesome. So yeah, no, Spy Family is a great anime. I love it. It's a really tough one for me. Two animes come to
Oh.
the top of my mind, and so one of the first ones that comes to mind. I don't think this is my number one, and I'll explain why. The first one that I came up with was Naruto, because yeah, that is the
Okay.
one that I grew up with, came into, and it's a very, very good story, and a lot of parts of it are just so well written and very emotional. Like honestly, I feel like Naruto is like a life changing anime. Yes, there's a lot of episodes to it, but like
How many
growing up with
episodes?
it. Whew, let's see. The OG Naruto has like 200, I think. Shippuden has like 500. And I'm not even gonna count Boruto. That's still ongoing, and fuck Boruto. And it has like some side movies too. But
I
the
swear,
thing-
I feel like most of it's filler, Jet. I feel like most of it's filler. I'm giving.
no, I was about to say that actually.
Okay.
So like, yeah, no, I think Naruto is one of its biggest faults is that it has a shit ton of filler, and that is because the anime caught up with the manga when it was coming out, so they had to kind of like be like, oh, let's go with some other stories, and sometimes it's like some of the fillers are actually really good. There's some fillers that a lot of people who skip fillers like I did. I found like a list on like online, and I just
Yes.
watched the non-fillers version. But there are some fillers that everyone's like, I would still watch this one because it's that good. And I did, and I agree, they were just that good. And you know, fillers aren't bad if it's like something you don't want to end. You want to continue, you want to keep growing this world. But it's also, to me, it's like, I want to get back to the story. It's really weird having these random ass fillers.
Do you know what I think, Jet, about that?
No, I don't.
Wow, fine. I'm not gonna tell you then.
Okay, go.
No, I'm not gonna tell you. You're never gonna know now.
Oh, damn it. It's like one of those decisions like in a game where it's like this or this, and then you make your decision, you can't go back on it.
Well, you know what, Jet? I'm gonna tell you now then. All right, Jet.
Okay.
So, my opinion on filler content is if it doesn't progress, it's like it doesn't have to necessarily progress the story. I don't need an episode to progress the main plot all the time, but if it progresses the characters, then I like it. If the character starts in a situation and then all of a sudden at the end he's learned something, or he's learned something about himself, or you know, it's progressed their character arc, then it's okay. You know?
Oh yeah. You can almost think of it as like
If the character starts and leaves at the
DLC?
same place, then I don't like it. You know, like if all of a sudden they're like at the start of the episode like, oh, I'm scared of water, and by the end of the episode they're just like, oh, I'm still scared of water. I'm like, what was the point of this episode then? You learned nothing.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. So like if they learn something, like if there's like a lesson told in a way.
Yeah, like say for like the entire show, he's like, I'm scared of water. You know, I'm scared of water, and then there was this one episode that wasn't focused around the main plot, but he learned to get over his fear of water. And then every episode after that, he's like, I'm not scared of water anymore. You're like, oh, I guess that wasn't filler after all, because that did progress. It progressed into other episodes, because now he's got no problem with swimming in water. But if you have an episode where he's just like, oh, I'm going to try and learn to swim in water, and by the end he's like, he did like 20 minutes of him learning to swim in water, and at the very end he's like, I'm still scared of water. I'm like, you could take that episode out. Just destroy it. There's no point for it to exist.
I feel like if a filler episode has that though, where it's like they learn to swim in water and it goes to a future episode, I feel like that wouldn't be considered filler. That would be canon.
Well, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. If he learns to overcome his fear of water in that episode, then that's perfect. That episode like fits in perfectly because that could come to play in like the season finale when she's like, I can't swim, and he's like, I've learned to swim in water. I'm coming. You know?
No. But that doesn't make it filler anymore. That actually makes it canon. So that isn't like you're not describing a filler episode anymore. You're describing
I'm saying if the character didn't overcome his fear of water in the film
in that episode,
yeah,
then
to me that's nothing. Whatever, like he tried to overcome his fear, he couldn't overcome his fear. I feel like that's bad.
Are we assuming the plot of this random anime is like this person's trying to learn to swim?
No, the plot of the anime is there's an evil overlord and he's trying to take over the world. Jet, I'm making this up on the spot. I'm constructing an anime around this principle about a guy that can't swim.
I think there are a couple flaws in your logic.
What do you mean? That's a great anime. It's called Deep Seas. Because the Overlord is a sea king.
We are going to reel it back into what we're talking about. Favorite animes. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted.
I apologize.
I forgot what I was saying.
Okay, I'm pretty sure
Naruto has a lot of filler. And that's what drags it down. Most of it's not good. Most of it's random ass. You can watch it if you want to keep going on. You can think about it as like a prequel. If you finish it and you're like, oh, I want a little bit more of the world, and you go back and watch it, I guess. But most of it's just not important to the story. Obviously, that's what filler is. But there's so damn much of it. If there's a little bit of filler every now and then, whatever. No problem, you know? But there's like literally, I think the Naruto Shippuden is literally split 50-50 with, you know, canon episodes and filler episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And that is huge. And I think some episodes are half canon, half filler. So
wait,
yeah, that's what drags Naruto.
You say canon?
What?
You're saying some episodes of the show are not canon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never watching that anime.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's the stupidest
the fillers. That's what I'm saying. Filler, because like I know a lot of other animes have it too. I think Bleach has a lot of filler too. Not as much as Naruto. I think Naruto is literally legendary when it comes to having a shit ton of filler. But I think One Piece has very little filler, which is also just hugely like impressive because it's like that has a ton of episodes and most of them are not filler, which is insane. Anyways, what I was saying, back to the topic. Yeah, Naruto would be my favorite anime if it weren't for some of those flaws that it has there. Overall, I think it was a really great anime and a lot of great life lessons, I would even say, and all that. But yeah, it suffers from like the fillers and a couple other things here and there, a couple of leaps in logic. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but what I would say my actual favorite anime is, I would say Code Geass. I think that was a beautifully crafted anime, and yeah, it's something that I rewatch every now and then when I kind of.
I don't know what that is yet, but
I didn't think you would.
and
funny enough, it's I mean it's like 2010, 20. It's not super old, but no, it's been out for a little while now. But it's not like a retro like anime or anything like that. It's not like Neon Genesis and Evangelion. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's not like that old. But and I know a lot of people love that anime too, and I haven't watched it. It's actually on my list to watch soon. But no, I really like Code Geass. It's like about this guy who obtains this power. And it's like the power of absolute control. So like it's a thing where he can like make anyone do whatever he says if he makes eye contact with them. And but it only works like once. So you can only tell them to do something once, and you can tell them literally to do anything that you want them to do, but it has to be like possible. So it's kind of like have you ever watched Death Note?
I think I saw the really shitty movie.
That don't even relate that movie to Death Note actually. But Death Note, like it was very like a very methodical anime, and a lot of people love Death Note. I think that's also one of those big ones that got a lot of people into anime. I think that was also one of my first animes.
Oh yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people as well. A lot of my friends as well have been like, "Oh, Death Note. Oh, that was my first introduction. It was amazing."
Exactly. And Code Geass is similar in the way that's very methodical, and like the main character is this person that's like very intelligent and very methodical, and has a sort of like they want to kind of like they want to rule the world, but they have like other intentions, kind of thing. So it's like that, and they gotta like keep it a secret. So it's like they're balancing like their school life versus like their other life. So it's very similar in that sense, but it's very good. I really really like it. But yeah, I would definitely say that's probably my favorite anime.
Okay.
Like I said, that's the first one that comes to mind besides Naruto. But like I said, Naruto lacks in a couple things. So sorry, Naruto. You're very big in my life, but gotta give you the L on this one, Chief.
Damn, you just pushed him aside. You pushed him off. You were like, I don't want to play with you anymore. You dropped him like that Toy Story meme.
Yeah. But that'd make a great meme for the Twitter. I gotta remember.
Do it, Jet. Do it. That's right. We have a
If I
Twitter.
remember, I will.
You can check it out.
That's right,
Cosmic Pod.
That's not what it is.
What is it?
Cosmic Wave Pod.
Cosmic Wave Pod. Don't forget the wave. Very important, people.
It is very important. Yeah. But yeah, so those were our favorite animes. So that's very cool. Now, Mr. Echo, is the moment we've all been waiting for.
What?
The most controversial part about anime. I say as everything else we've said hasn't been
Yeah,
super
we have done some controversial
has been.
statements in this podcast today.
Yeah, leave it to anime to be the one that we're both. That's guys both like, oh no, this. No. I got a huge life-changing question for you, Mr. Echo. What do you consider to be an anime? Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Do you consider Pokemon an anime?
I consider Jet the first couple of seasons with Brock and Misty in anime.
Why would it no longer be an anime after that?
Because America. I don't know. It felt more mainstream. I don't know. After like the first couple of seasons, like you can see the animation takes a leap as well. And I don't know. To me, it feels, as the seasons progress, it feels less and less like an anime to me. There's a certain amount of, like, charm to, like, the first 5 seasons that have Brock, Ash, and Misty.
I can't even remember. No, but I think it might have been, like, might have just been, like, the first 1 or 2 seasons. Because so, Pokemon is just a very controversial topic in general. Because, like, I mean, when you said like the animation style change, I think that was normal. I wouldn't say that's when things kind of changed for Pokemon, because obviously Pokemon is so old. It started with like it had more of a old timey retro look back when it first started. Because it was on a like a box TV ratio. I forgot what the ratio actually is on that. I think it's 3:4, but or maybe it's 4:4. But then it changed because it caught up with the times, obviously. But like the newest season of Pokemon that ended it all, I didn't like the animation on that. I know we're kind of deviating from like, is it an anime? But I'm just like talking about the animation at this point, because I didn't like the animation on the newest Pokemon. Not that I watched it actually, because like I haven't watched Pokemon literally since like probably the whatever season you were talking about, like the 5th season, if we can figure out who he was with. It was like the one before Diamond and Pearl was the last thing I watched.
Oh, I watched Diamond. I remember I watched Diamond and Pearl. I stopped watching after, I think it was X and Y, after Pokemon started looking weird.
I'm surprised you kept up with it just to watch and why.
That's the thing. I didn't watch it religiously. It's kind of just a thing that came on TV, and when it was on TV, I watched it.
Yeah, like me too.
Like I used to wake up, and before my mum would take me to school, I'd be like, "Oh, Pokemon's on, let's go," and I'd be like, "Yeah." It's weird thing is, to me, no season ever concluded. It was kind of just like I was watching it, and all of a sudden, different people are with Ash today. I'm like, okay.
You know what? You're kind of right. There was never like a parting of ways. It was never like, bye, Brock, bye, Misty.
I think there was though. I think there was, but it just
maybe there was. I can't remember.
Pokemon, to me, I think Pokemon has a lot of filler. I think this is a perfect example of way too much filler.
Maybe. Because the thing is, did Pokemon come from a manga or no?
Yes. It came from the game.
It did.
It came from the game.
That's right. It came from a game. I don't even know why I thought that. No, you're right. It came from a game. Yes. That's right. Which I kept up with the games until, I think Black and White was the last Pokemon game I played. But I kept up with the games up until then. Because at that point, like I think Diamond and Pearl, in my opinion, was the last good one. Black and White wasn't that bad, but that's when I lost interest.
Oh, I
That's
lost
the
after Black and White. I have no
Right,
idea what happened
right.
in the world of Ash after
Yeah.
that. I do know, we know that it ended though. It ended. They finally
Yes.
decided to put Ash down after his years, you know, just put him to sleep, you know.
20 years. 20 years.
20 years, and the man is still
Holy shit.
13 years old. Let's go. High five. No, 10, my bad. 10. I think he's 10. High five, Ash.
I don't even remember, but I think that's where I kind of fault Pokemon. I know the question was, is it considered an anime? But like, now that we're just talking about Pokemon, I really fault Pokemon. Like, I don't think it's a great. I think it's very legendary and how it's impacted the world. But it became a thing that, like, just like everything, it became a thing that was like, oh, it's popular. Let's keep it going and keep manufacturing these things that are just the joy is gone. The heart isn't there anymore. That I've just lost interest all out ever since, like, a while ago.
Yeah.
It's all just like, it looks pretty similar in my opinion. I know it's kind of a hot topic, but
I enjoy it. I don't mind. I don't mind Pokemon. I definitely wouldn't like go out of my way to watch it anymore. Like, I never went out of my way to watch it anyway. It was just a thing that was on, and
yeah.
I remember my nan would be like, "Look, I got some Pokemon DVDs for you to watch." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Nan." And then I'd watch them, and I'd be like, when is this taking place? Who are these people? Like, most of the time, I was confused, and I always wanted Ash to, like, I always got pumped up when he had his little gym battles. I was like, yeah, you can do this, Ash. But it felt like it never went anywhere. Like, oh, right. Ash got another badge. What is this, your 288th badge? What are we building up to? You're not even collecting all the Pokemon. You literally leave them with Professor Oak. You collect these Pokemon, then you just hand them over to some old guy, and then you're just like, I'm gonna go get more. You're not capturing them all. Come on. He doesn't even listen to his own theme song.
The theme song is so good, though.
Oh, it was.
But like the thing, like you said, like he's been like the same age for 20 years. It's like that's such an inconsistency that like the people who make Pokemon, they know that's a thing, but it's like they don't even acknowledge it or care. You know?
I feel like it's one of those things where they were worried about having Ash grow up with the audience. They had their demographic. Because, there are some shows where the character grows up with the audience and the show matures with the characters. And you kind of got to look at it like, if you grow up Ash, that means you're going to have to carry more mature topics in Pokemon. And they wanted to keep Pokemon as this thing for, like, kids, for, like, 10-year-old. Because I think that's, like, the peak age for Pokemon, like 10. Like
definitely.
You're loving that shit at 10. But, if they were to evolve it, they kind of lose their audience, So that's why I think when Ash gets new friends on his journey, that's like, oh, these people have turned 10 years old.
Oh, yeah.
They've joined.
It's like...
It's kind of like when the second you... So, like, for you, Jet, I feel like it would have been Brock and Misty. Like, or maybe...
Yeah.
For you, it would have been like Brock and Misty or someone. And then when they leave, that's kind of like your opportunity to exit the show and be like, I'm done with Pokemon now. That was my season. So every time Ash gets, like, new companions, that's like a chapter. That's like a chapter for those 10-year-olds at that moment. And then they leave, and then you leave.
And just like how they refer to it in Pokemon, it's like it's a generation. It's the next generation of Pokemon. So yeah, I can see that. And I can't even blame for that. But like, as a whole, Pokemon, in my opinion, meh. It's definitely left its mark, but
it's okay for what it is.
Right. I think I mean, it's very heartfelt. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's trying to be much more, Jet. I think
exactly.
Yeah, it's not trying to be the world's greatest thing ever. It's just doing its thing. And
pretty much.
To each your own. Wait, I'm saying it correct, but you know what I'm saying, Jet.
And when we were talking about Pokemon, funny thing is I saw in my recording, like in OBS, behind me, I literally see Eevee sitting on my shelf. So I have a Pokemon right here with me.
Good old Eevee.
Eevee. But so the question still stands: considered anime? Yes or no?
No. I'm gonna say no. But those first seasons with Brock and Misty, it feels like an anime to me. Everything after, it feels as literally, if you were to go like to the final one, like the final season today of Pokemon, I'd be like, oh, anime my ass.
I would actually say I consider Pokemon an anime because think about it. So I don't like the animation style of the newest Pokemon. Like I didn't watch Pokemon like the newest ones that came out, but the animation style I don't like it. But
Mm.
all of it originated from Japan,
Oh yeah.
and I don't know if it came out like the show came out in America or Japan first. I want to assume it came out in Japan
Oh,
because
100%. Yeah.
you're right. So and in Japan, anime isn't anime. That's just what they have on TV. It's just TV. It's just a show. So we consider it anime now because like Americans just mainstream calling it anime because it's just it's from Japan, and so for them it's just TV, and if it's over there and it came over here, it's an anime just like any other anime that we've seen. So I think it is considered. I would consider it an anime.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And that leads into another question.
There's more. Okay. Okay.
There's more. So like there are other shows that people ask when the whole it was considered an anime thing, is Pokemon an anime? People also ask the same thing about like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have you watched that?
Avatar. Yes, I have. And
consider
there's no way I consider that to be an anime. Get out. That is not an anime. Avatar: The Last Airbender is not an anime.
And I agree with you on that one.
Yes, that's actually insane. That was made by Nickelodeon.
I think the only reason people consider or like think it could be considered anime is because of the style.
Oh yeah,
right?
and I think the exaggerated expressions, because there were moments in that show where the characters have anime types of expressions. You can see that it was inspired by anime, but it's not an anime.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of like how I was saying, where like, if it comes from Japan to America, to us, it's an anime. But this was an American cartoon. It is a cartoon. I will consider it that. But yeah, it's very much takes a lot of inspiration from anime. And also the style of it, it's just so much more cleaner than a lot of American cartoons look like. Because anime, it looks so much more detailed and just better in my opinion. And then like we watch Family Guy over here, it's like these 2D. I'm just using an example, but like you know what I mean. Like the details, it's not as
there's less effort. There's left it feels like it was produced on a production line. Family Guy,
right?
Like,
yeah,
which is weird to say because I don't know if you know about how they make anime in Japan, but it's depressing.
No, I've heard stories, especially with Attack on Titan's development. I've heard a lot of
it's kind of
there.
weird that feels like it has more soul, even though the working conditions are not the best.
Yep. Yeah, I know it, but no, just like again, it's just the way it looks. It was a lot.
It's like
better
cost effective. It's like Family Guy is like cost effective. Like they go to the same locations,
yes.
They reuse the same type of things and stuff.
Yeah.
But for anime, literally, one moment you're in the kitchen, the next moment you're like traveling through space and time. Like things go weird fast.
I think people just weren't like used to like a cartoon looking so good. Is basically what caught people off guard and made it think it was an anime. But no, I do consider it a cartoon. A cartoon. That's what it is.
I agree with that.
So I want to ask. I have one more, and this one is a question that I did not talk to you before because I want to get your live reaction.
Okay.
Have you watched? I think you have watched. I think you talked about it before. Have you watched Cyberpunk Edgerunners?
I have.
Ooh, what would you consider that? What would you consider that?
Oh, that's an anime.
Would you consider what? I don't.
It was made by a Japan
honestly.
studio. It was. What do you mean?
Who? I actually don't know anything about its development. I want to say the main development team was CD Projekt Red.
No,
I don't know. Well, I mean, they made Cyberpunk.
Yes, I know. No, they did not make the anime though. They went to a studio to make the. I'm calling it an anime, but is it an anime? I don't know. I don't.
Right.
Hang on, we'll Google this shit right now.
No, it's a tough one, right? Because the thing is, like, I could be wrong. CD Projekt Red, I'm pretty sure is an American company, American video game company. But yeah, they of course brought it to a studio in Japan to create it. So that also kind of makes you think what's considered an anime, where it originated from, or the development of it, like from the studio.
I'd say it's an anime. I googled it and it won anime of the year in 2023 the Anime Award.
Oh, okay.
I
Because I was gonna say I would consider it an anime too.
Yeah,
So,
I consider it to be an
can-
anime. It's a very stylized anime. Like
Yes,
it's got a
yes.
particular style.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I consider that to be an anime without a shadow of a doubt.
Did you like Cyberpunk? Did
I
you like it?
did, Jet. That ending though, oof.
Let me give you my hot take. I
No.
did not enjoy it as much as everyone else made it out. To be.
What?
Everyone made it out to be this like super great anime, and honestly, I thought like it could have been a lot more. Do you know if there's gonna be more? Are they gonna make a season 2?
I have no idea.
I don't. The way it ended, I don't think there is. I don't think there's any way they could unless they made it a different story. I think it was so rushed, and not rushed in like in terms of production or story, but I think just the way they actually made it.
So you feel
Everything
like
was so fast.
do
It
you
was
feel
like
like
10
the
episodes
pacing?
long,
Do you
right?
feel like it should have been more? You know, it
I
should have
think
had filler.
I
Do
think
you
it
think it
could
should have
have
had filler?
No. The thing is, it didn't even need filler. There were so many things that went on that they could have made it so much more length out. But like, it was only like 10 episodes, I think, and everything just happened so fast. And it's like he came from being this like this guy who was like down in the dumps literally, and had like overcome these things to just being a badass in the next episode out of nowhere. We saw no development, no progression. It was just so fast paced, and I didn't really like that. And I was like, what is going on? What happened here? There was not so I would not be able to say I think that there's a lot of character development in it. It was just very just like we're here, now we're here, and it just progresses the story really quickly.
I suppose you gotta have a point, but it had Gus Fring though.
I know it did.
It had the man, the myth, the legend, John Kilo Esposito. I don't know how to say.
I
that.
couldn't.
I am
either.
so sorry for. I know I pronounced your name so wrong just then. I apologize.
But there were a lot of moments in it that I thought looked so beautiful. Like you were saying, like the animation is amazing. I love it.
Oh yeah.
And there were just also a couple scenes that were so good that I loved. I was like, oh, this scene's so cool, or this little part here is awesome. But like I said again, that's my opinion. Where it's like it was just so fast paced, and I didn't like that. It could have been so much more. It could have been either multiple seasons, and I would have loved it. Or it could have just been like however many more episodes it would have needed to flesh out the full story instead of it just being like we're here, now we're here.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's my opinion.
After watching it, I instantly went to play the game again.
I knew you were gonna do that. I thought about doing the same thing.
And then I was like, oh, it's still shit. It's still got bugs. Okay, bye.
Right?
Yeah, that's for another. That's a great topic for next time.
Oh, great. But I watched the anime like a long time after like it originally came out. So I was late to it, but which is why I was like, oh, okay, everyone talked so much about this.
My friend said check it out, and I was hesitant, and then I checked it out. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty good.
Well, Mr. Echo, is there anything else anime related that you would like to talk about?
I'm thinking of a topic now, but I feel like we should be wrapping up.
Is it a quick topic? Is it a not quick topic? Can we make it a quick topic?
Actually, no. You know what? No. We'll edit it.
Anime part 2.
Anime part. Hey. If this gets
enough
likes, guess what, folks? There's an anime part 2 incoming.
The only place they can like it is on YouTube, and it's not just on YouTube.
If this gets enough listeners, then you know what? Anime part 2.
If this gets enough, tweet at us on Twitter if you want a part 2 to anime, because honestly, I feel like there are so many things we could talk about. Just
we could go
to
into
anime.
depth. We could talk about like 3D anime, 2D anime, and like
literally like just in this episode, there were so many things that we could have expanded so much more on. But like obviously for the sake of the length of the episode, we had to like kind of speed it up a little bit. But we could have gotten so much more in depth with a lot of these things. So if people want to see a part 2, tweet at us at Cosmic Wave Pod. But anyways, I think this is the end of the episode. Echo, is there anything you'd like to say else before we wrap it up?
Nothing else besides, guess what, folks? We have a YouTube channel up now. That's right. It's finally up. You can go and see and watch us live with our live reactions. We got a mixture of visual content with like videos and stuff playing in the background of what we're talking about, and we've also got our beautiful faces. So if you always wanted to know who's talking, you can see me up there, and you can see Jet. It's very cool.
Yes, what he said. So yeah, check us out everywhere. We got socials. Check out Echo over at Echo Force Gaming on Twitter, and from there you can probably find the rest of his links.
Yes, and check out at Jet on Twitter, and you can see the rest of his links.
I was still kind of doing a little thing.
Well, I'm sorry, Jet. You know, I didn't. I was gonna. Okay, you do your thing. I'll be. You know, do your thing. I'll be over here.
I was gonna. Funny enough, I was actually gonna promote you more.
No, I don't need promotions.
I was gonna be like, oh, you know, check out Echo over at Echo Force Gaming on Twitter. You can also check them out streaming most weekdays over on Twitch.
Yeah.
Again, you can find all his links on his Twitter. Yeah, you find us one place, you can find us everywhere. But yeah, you can find me too. Jet_addict on Twitter, or just Jet Addict on YouTube, if you'd like. We make the haha funnies.
He's an addict.
Huh?
Anyway, folks, if you're interested in more Cosmic Wave, you can of course check out this, and this. You know, all the places. You know, go check us out.
What do you mean this? You gotta say them, sir.
Okay, sorry. I keep thinking YouTube format. Yeah.
I know you do.
What I'm saying is, you can check us on Spotify. You can check us out on. Jet, what did you just say? You know them all.
Check us out on your preferred streaming listening platform, or just check us out on YouTube if you want to do it that way. Wherever you're listening to this right now, just hit follow, hit subscribe, hit whatever. Leave a like if you can, or write us 5 stars. Helps us out a lot. Appreciate it. Share us with a friend if you think if you know anybody who's kind of a nerd or just likes funny stuff, funny content,
or you want them to be a nerd.
Or you want them to be a nerd. Or yeah, just someone that likes listening to funny people talking and discussing interesting topics. Most of the time, pretty nerdy topics, but that's okay. Let them know about us, Cosmic Wave Podcast. We appreciate you. Check out the actual Twitter for the podcast over at Cosmic Wave Pod on Twitter. We're gonna be starting to post some memes because we're funny guys.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that right, Echo?
Yeah, we are. I think there's some pretty good memes out of this one.
No, honestly though. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you.
Stay cosmic.
Stay cosmic.
Yeah.
I was about to say, is it sad that I forgot what I signed off in?
I didn't know if you were gonna do it, or I was like, should I jump in and help him or what?
No, I literally forgot what our sign off was. I was about to say, like, what's our sign off? Stay cosmic. Yeah, that's what it was. Stay cosmic.